Morning. It's the 1st of March and the last update was in January. Not a great deal has really happened because of all the storms we've had, but today it's 5 degrees. It's Sunday, the 1st of March, it's 5 degrees and it's lovely. I can get down and I'll hopefully get on with some bits and pieces. So what's happened since the last time we were here? Well, they've nearly finished the development at the back after all these years. They're making a concise effort to get it finished, and we have this monstrosity here now. It's some kind of heating system, I believe, for the flats, possibly. Got a big chimney up there, so there you go. During the building of this thing, I acquired, because they kept dropping them over the wall, a number of bricks, probably over a dozen. They've not really hidden the wires like they were going to. They're still sitting on top of the wall, but there you go. The thing that you will notice is that there's a lot of raised beds all stacked up. Andy, my son-in-law, came down and helped me put them together, and we stacked them. And the only thing that I've really managed to do since we've done that is to paint them. The 2 barrels that were there have gone. They've been emptied. The plum tree's in bloom. It's Springs here. The greenhouse still has not been finished or clad, and I need to sort out the timbers at the bottom for it. And I'm a little bit worried it's not going to quite happen yet. What else has gone on? Oh, quite a table of a free cycle, and a few free cycle wins. I've got another Dalek coming like these 2. That's coming today. Andy's bringing that down for me. So this area I've had topped. So I'm going to lift the top in a minute, pull it back, and hopefully the clay is not going to be too saturated that I might actually be able to dig the next 2 beds. We'll have to wait and see. Be a bit of an adventure in finding out what's going on. But yeah, they did think that perhaps I was going a bit OTT with the height of these raised beds, but the idea is to have them stacked. Have them stacked and in there, ready to go down that end once I dig it over. I have filled up with compost from the potatoes, this bed and that bed over there. I have lost, it looks like I've lost another one. Bugger. So that's 2 lids that I've lost in the wind now. God knows where that's gone. Yeah. The last lid off of this dustbin here, I never did find. The framing over there for the beans needs to be screwed to the wall. That hasn't been done yet. The leaves are going down, but they'll be chopped up today. Not for the want of watering. And I did manage to acquire some more secondary glazing units, which I'm putting over the bed just to help warming up, and I may make some coal frames out of those. So this is where we kind of are. Now, you'll probably remember that there was trees behind that wall, and if you read the blog, you would have seen back in 2013 that the wall that you can see behind the fence there was leaning forward, and I actually got the council to strap it because it was leaning forward. Let's go up there a bit, and it was outside its middle third of its centre of gravity. You can probably see it's leaning forward a bit more there now. So they put this area here to stop people from sitting under it and shading under the tree. The plot holder here is mother used to sit there, and I used to worry that the wall was going to come down and crush her. So they put straps on that you can't actually see now because it's all grown over. So they've cut the trees down and they've just dropped everything on top of the shed. And I went and said to them, look, the shed's leaking anyway, I need to do the felt on it. And I was about to trim it up so that I could refelt it. And you've dropped what's left of the tree on top of my shed. Now they're supposed to, they told me it would be a couple of weeks, and that was a couple of weeks ago. So the idea is that they're going to demolish this wall and rebuild it, and they're going to remove all this stuff off my shed. So I have cleaned up round here a little bit and tidied it up a wee bit, and it does mean that the stuff I'd stored behind there is now in the greenhouse, because it was kind of stored under cover as such, because the ivy used to go over. I had timbers and polycarbonate sheets going from the shed roof to the store, and all the ivy and all that was over the top of it. And I used to be able to get into this area undercover as such. And the storage, there's a storage area kind of there, and I had bits and pieces stored behind the shed. But you can see how far the wall is leaning forward towards my shed now, and that's only gone like that since they removed the tree, and it's live. So in fact that has moved a lot more in the 2 to 3 weeks since I've actually been able to get down here. It's yeah, not good. So yeah, you can see the magnitude of the movement of the cracks in that, and I told them this was going to happen ages ago. But hopefully this will be demolished and rebuilt, and then I can get away with refelting this. At the moment I've got Correx over the top of it just to give it some kind of waterproofing, but on the other side the Correx had rotted away. Correx, I find now, is appears to be biodegradable, so a lot of the stuff that was behind there has kind of come out here and needs sorting. But for the moment I've got lots of other bits and pieces I've got to get on with and do. So that's a quick look of where we are in March. I need to sort out some of these weeds and get them sorted out as well, gone, before they start getting on. I've got a couple of concrete pipes there that need emptying out. That's a lovely job. And get rid of what was left of the cabbages. Oh, there's a whole list of bits and pieces to be done. But first off, I think we'll see what that mud's like behind the under the tarp, and we'll take it from there. Be nice, so nice to get this bit over here sorted and ready for the season, and get this greenhouse finished. But that's where we are.